Kia ora, and how is everyone doing today? Wow, 2.5 more weeks to go, I hope. And I guess we're still on lockdown. And another 2 weeks for level 3. Still strict, but with some flexibility. But the good news is, we're getting there. We're all getting there, and that's amazing. That's actually really, really good. And I hope you're all hanging in tight. It's best to eradicate this virus once and for all, and then we can all hopefully get back to our normal lives. But the reason why I decided to touch base with everyone is I guess to share another edition of another topic I would like to touch on. Yesterday, I got a very interesting call from one of my staff who just wanted to get a few things off her chest, really. And this is one of my, this staff has worked at Pridelands for ages. They've been there since the beginning. And they've seen and done, they've seen a lot of things, and they've done a lot for, the children who've come through Pridelands. So it's quite amazing. So, well done to this person for bringing this topic to my attention. And she just wanted me to share it with everyone. She just wanted me to get it out there, make people aware of it. Labeling. The topic is labeling. In particular, human labeling. Now, labeling has been there since time was time. I mean, we need labeling for all sorts of things. To identify people, tall, short, black, white, pink, purple, you name it. Cat, dog. We need labeling for certain things, but the kind of labeling this staff of mine brought to my attention yesterday and just wanted me to talk about was the kind of labeling to do with children. And I know that many of you out there probably know about this. So I'll give you an example. Labeling based on, that child, troublemaker. That child is a bully. That child is, has this disability, that there's this and that. I don't want you hanging out with that child because da 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 da. So I guess when you start labeling children, and when you begin to make a child aware that they are troublemakers, that they're good for nothing, it leads you to do more than just labeling them. It creates more harm than good. Now, the one thing that has never changed in life is children. Children have always done what children have always done from the very beginning. Nothing has changed. Now, I'm saying that based on science, the experiences people have had, and all that, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's not like I've lived for the last 100 years, 400,000 years, that kind of stuff. No, but I'm certain, 100% certain, the one thing that's consistent about children is the fact that they act as children are expected to. But in this modern age, we expect so much out of children to the point that we go on to label them. And this particularly happens in our community. That's right, that phrase. I've heard that phrase so many times. It's weird, eh? It's like when people say community, then the question is, who is in that community? Who is in that bubble of community? Is it people who agree with you? And those who don't are immediately ostracized. Children are labeled too frequently, especially at school. The troublemaker, the one who causes harm, the dangerous child, and so on and so forth. And to the point that even when a child who has a reputation, for whatever reason, has this reputation for causing grief or trouble, even if for some reason something comes up and they are not at fault, and they've pleaded and begged and cried and said, I know I do this, but this time it is not my fault. No one believes that child. Labeling goes to the extent of causing adults to go behind closed doors and discuss how to exclude a child. It's sad. It really is. Oh, and I've seen it. Oh, I've seen it. And I know many of you have, especially people who have children, parents out there. You know. We all know. It's no secret, is it? People go behind closed doors, have a board meeting, discuss how to exclude a child because for some reason they may become a liability. And since you are on a board, there is some level of risk to you. So your idea, instead of finding a way to help that child, you exclude them. When children are labeled and they develop this reputation based on that label, then what happens is they begin to act that part. Unfortunately, these children, for some reason, begin to accept that they are what society say they are. It's sad. And it's wrong. Very wrong. In every way. Our job as adults, the nature of adults, is to defend and protect our children. Not just ours, not biological, every child. That is our job. That is our duty. Doesn't matter what community the child comes from. Doesn't matter what ethnicity or background the child comes from. It really doesn't matter about their behavior. We have the power of discipline. We have the ability to discipline our children and put them in their place and educate them, not exclude them, and most certainly not label them. So, labeling is one of the dangers that children face these days. And it's sad that many adults propagate it. And then what happens? Children do it as well to other children. It's wrong. It's very wrong. So to everyone out there, if you know anyone that labels a child, I need you to go out there and stand for all children. All of them, regardless of whether they're in your community or not. Because that's our duty as adults, and that's the true meaning of community. The moment you decide your community excludes certain people, then that's an occult, not a community, especially if it excludes children. Let's stand for all children. Let's stand together as people. Thank you very much and have a good day.